Yeah, I don't think Kyle expected my weight to go as high as it did.
Yeah.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the most recent physique update from the Mutant. So there is just nobody more freakier than the Mutant in this year's Olympia top 5. Possibly in that entire Olympia lineup, apart from maybe Rubiel. And it is so cool to see Nick not trying to be pretty anymore. So the man did try that once back at the Arnold 2023 when his coach Matt Jensen was trying to fix his shape. But they ended up on the stage with their legs looking very straight and kind of stingy. Now he was in a superb conditioning at that show, but the lack of symmetry and the overall flow that cost him that Arnold title, and he lost to Samson Dauda. So this year's next goal, that is only one: step on the stage and freak the hell out of everyone, including the judges too. And honestly, that is his best shot at shaking up that Olympia top 3. And so far the man has been looking mind-blowing. So even Nick himself is very surprised on how much his weight went up during this past push phase that started after the New York Pro. And not that it matters, but at this rate, Nick is gonna step on the stage weighing somewhere in the high 260s.
Between 268 and 271.
Yeah.
If I had to put like a true number on it, but that's what he feels.
Yeah, and you look large at every weight at this point.
And that is a lot of muscle on a guy who is 5'6". And we all know he's gonna be on in terms of conditioning and the detail. So a lot of us kind of underestimated the Mutant, especially after he dropped out of the Olympia last year. Especially the way that whole thing went down, that his body wasn't responding. So many people thought that his physique might regress, which come to think of it did not make any sense. Because for those of you guys who do not know, Nick is only 30 years old. This is only his 5th year of competing as a pro, and in this short time span, he has won the Arnold, 2 New York Pro titles, and he has been top 3 at the Olympia. So, great successful career so far, and finishing in the top 3 once again this year. That is gonna be the cherry on the top. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So Justin Shire also posted another update on the road to his comeback at this upcoming Tampa Pro. So the man is now less than 1 week out. And I do want to draw a comparison of him hitting that most muscular shot versus Ping Cbum hitting the same shot, as both these guys are competing at this year's Tampa Pro. So is it just me, or the depth on Ping, the kind of muscle quality is off the charts in that particular picture? And let's just assume that Ping's back isn't gonna be the best in this show. The fact is the same can be said about Justin Shire and Quinton Beastwood too. So those are just 2 poses, and we are comparing 2 Olympians here. So Ping was a 212 Olympia competitor back in 2022, and Justin made his Olympia debut in 2023. That was in the Men's Open. So Tampa Pro is gonna be a real tester, especially for Justin Shire, because he has only done 1 pro show so far after earning his pro card, Chicago Pro, the show that he won. But this is a much deeper lineup with some awesome competitors in there. So this hasn't been the easiest prep for Justin Shire for this year's Tampa Pro. He has gone through some very hot days with really low food, but this is what it takes to be absolutely peeled to the bone. So Justin is gonna have one of the best arms, the best quads in this lineup, and he has the potential to fight for the win here. But for that to happen, he has to show up with better back and a lot better conditioning. But that being said, don't you guys think that Ping is built totally different, especially if he shows up with even bigger legs this time, and if he shows up with a better back, he's gonna be in the mix. But let me know what you guys think. So now that the official Tampa Pro list is also out, with a total number of 22 guys in this year's Men's Open lineup, there is one name in that lineup that is very shocking to see, and that is one of the most genetically gifted bodybuilder from back in 2010 onwards, and also one of the biggest wasted talent of probably the entire bodybuilding history, Lionel Bayeki. So there have been literally 0 updates or anything related to bodybuilding on Lionel's IG, but the man decided to jump in there and see how he does in this modern era. And who would not be a fan of his physique? Even Dexter Jackson, he compared his shape to the likes of Flex Wheeler. It is so unbelievable to think that Lionel went through his entire career without placing top 6 at the Olympia, without achieving his 100% even once, and one simply cannot predict how many pro shows he could have won if he came in peeled, if he brought the conditioning. So there were some instances in Lionel's career where the man did look very impressive. For instance, that 2011 version of him, that was so mind-blowing. The 2016 Olympia Europe, that was also a show where we got to see his true potential and what kind of elite physique this guy had, especially in a lineup with 2 Olympia champions. So what are his chances here at this year's Tampa Pro? Now from a fan's perspective, it is great to see an old-timer coming back, but the man is way past his prime. And if we take a look at his last couple of showings, he did not look good at all. So if Lionel really wants to get on the stage, then Masters Olympia, after this one, that is gonna be a great venue for him, if he can bring somewhat of a good package. So for a guy who just got married and enjoyed his vacations by eating everything he wanted to and the way he wanted to, the man still looks pretty damn good. So I am talking about the classic physique king, 6 times Olympia champion Chris Bumstead. So Cbum's shoulders were so bad after his last show, which was Prague Pro in the men's open, that he could not even lift a 60-pound dumbbells on the shoulder press, and he was in excruciating kind of pain. And you can see that is continuously progressing up in terms of the weight after going through a recovery phase. So the goal is the same, getting shredded before the Olympia this year, but there is a difference this time. There will be zero pressure on him, and he will be taking a lot less gear compared to the previous years, of course, when he had that title to defend. So Chris Bumstead will be associated with the Olympia. He has already announced that. The fact that he went through that shoulder surgery and also the rehab, desperately waiting for the green light by his doctors so that he can train the way he wants to. That shows his true passion for bodybuilding. So who else is very excited to see Chris Bumstead get shredded once again and see how his physique looks like? All muscular, but at the same time very functional. So there comes the announcement from Jordan Hutchinsson too, that he's gonna be doing this upcoming Tampa Pro. And this was a question we kept on asking all this time. How can a guy who is stage ready at 4 weeks out not thinking about doing this upcoming Tampa Pro first before it's time for Texas Pro? Because that would serve 2 purposes. He's gonna have 2 opportunities to perfect his peak and 2 opportunities to have a go at his Olympia qualification and his first ever pro win. And the kind of improvements that we are seeing from Jordan and the kind of transformation that he has been able to make from last year to this year, he is 100% gonna be in the mix. The man is bigger everywhere, with better aesthetics than last year, and looking way leaner at this same point in time. So he's gonna come in insanely shredded on this year's Tampa Pro stage. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he did Tampa Pro last year too, where he placed 3rd behind John Del Rosa and Muhammad Fadha. So the man is definitely one of the favorites to win this upcoming Tampa Pro show. But that being said, there are a lot of favorites going into this show. So as a bodybuilding fan, it is so amazing to see Tampa Pro and Texas Pro are turning out to be some of the most exciting shows of this year. Simply because there is no frontrunner. There are potentially 5 guys who could win both these shows. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys have winning? And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.